There was a time in my career where I was given the assignment to go out into the field to talk to small to medium groups of people to convince them to participate in a company-wide initiative. The challenge was many of these groups had already decided that they weren't so sure about this. And so once I launched into my spiel, lots of resistance, talking to a brick wall. Consequently, progress was not made until I changed it up. And versus launching into the presentation first, I listened first. When looking at worldwide workplace engagement surveys, here's a commonality: communication. And I think the challenge is often we approach it like, I got something I want to say. I have so much content in my head, I'm just going to launch into it. Sometimes with the wrongful idea that those who speak first win. And I think that's the dynamic that we need to change. We need to change from, I got something I want to say, to, I want to have a conversation. Going back to my opening example, once I learned to let these groups talk first, once I asked them a lot of questions, we were much more secure in having a positive conversation, and I left feeling that the goals were accomplished. Sometimes it took them the majority of the time allocated to voice their opinions, and I learned that that was just fine because it gave us time to learn and align to a common goal. Here are the things that listening first allows us to do. 1, it allows us to get more information. We may enter a conversation fully believing that we know everything, but, we don't know everything. And giving time for a conversation to get more information will allow us to make our point with more accuracy. Listening first also allows those who we are listening to unspool. Often people have as much in their heads about the content that you're bringing to the conversation as you have that you want to say. And they may have objections, and they may have lots of questions. And honoring those and bringing those out into the open allows for a more fruitful conversation. Listening first also evens the playing field. So often people feel that they are at a disadvantage in a conversation. And by honoring their participation, by giving them time to talk, by giving them time to speak what's on their mind, you become equals. Here's another example where I learned that listening first was a great idea. I had to have a conversation with a team member whose behavior was disruptive to the team. And I knew from previous conversations that this individual was highly defensive. Honestly, I was nonplussed how to even start this conversation, and frankly, a little bit scared. And because of that, individual walked into my office, I put out an opening line and let the individual talk. And the individual talked and talked for, I bet, close to an hour. And it was one of the greatest learning experiences that I had had to that point, because I learned more about that individual in that hour than I had in a couple years of working experience. I learned about myself, and I swear to you this, that individual also heard themselves talk. And after that conversation, their behavior self-corrected to the point where the individual became a very valuable and respected member of the team. My advice? Don't approach situations with, I got something I want to say. Approach them with, I would like to have a conversation with you. I would like to listen to you. I would like to come to an agreement so that we are aligned to a common goal. Listen first. If you like this, hit that like button. Please share and please subscribe. If you are interested, I offer individual and group coaching and consulting around issues like leadership development, group effectiveness, strategy creation. If you would like to have a conversation with me regarding those opportunities, my email address is in the description below. Thank you.